We all have fond memories of Class 234. Some of you guys grew up with it. Everyone's got their favorite instructor, but mine was Terry Patstone. Let's go.
Oh, that was a saggy bat. You're on 7. You started out with 10 and you've knocked out 20 so far because you're sad. You're weak. Here's 8.
I don't care what boot camp you're in. Well, I shouldn't say I don't care. I know back in the old days, right, the old Corps, that was very typical. You couldn't do something. You've been pushing all day. They're like, you're weak, you piece of shit, move on. You should never be here. You should die. Your parents should never had you. Sounds very familiar.
9, 8, 9, 10. I tell you what, when you're told to do something, you do it right. If you're doing a set of push-ups, you do them right. You want to screw off, I'll catch you every time, and I'll make you pay.
Sleeper over here.
You will pay. And that goes for when I turn my back and I walk away.
Now, you ain't cheating, you ain't trying, right? But they know you're going to cheat. By no means was I a SEAL, but I went to Marine Corps boot camp, which we had similar things back in the olden days. If they catch you, I think they kind of are glad you're trying to get over on them. But you do pay. And these guys, I believe in this one, they've been there, 234 at this point, like a week. So they haven't weeded out, the people who just wanted to be there because it looked cool.
Hey, because that's when I look at you the most.
Question is for each student to question his reason for being here.
Get on the bar there, Butters. You should be all rested up by now. Maybe you can get one.
Now, what reminds me a lot about the Navy when I see this guy, Patstone, is a big, thick stash. Seems like back when I was in the Marine Corps, a lot of these chiefs in particular had these big stashes, like Magnum PI, legit stashes, porn star shit going on. I never knew any SEAL instructors. I did have some friends that were SEALs, but not instructors. And they reminded me a lot, just about like jarheads, right? The attitude. Not the same, obviously, so don't get all carried away with yourself.
Excuse me, Mr. Holly. Get it up! That's what they need. That's what they're asking for. I'm hoarse already, and it's not going to work. Hey, stud boy. Hey, who's a stud? Kreider. Get up there! You better be a heck of a runner, Kreider, because you're a lousy at this. Come on! Nice.
You start jerking around doing dips like that and get some shitty form, you're tired, you will irritate the shit out of your bursa joints or your shoulder joints. And you guys ever do that, doing dips? Because once you irritate, now they're young studs, they probably heal good at night, hopefully, but once you irritate a shoulder, off topic here, that joker will linger for a long ass time.
Work! It's been a whole minute since your name's been yelled out too there, Shoemaker. Oh, come on, Shoemaker. Lock it out. Get on up there. Lock it out. Lock it out there, stud boy. Lock it out. Lock it out, stud boy. Get on up there.
That must be a universal term in military boot camp, stud boy. You'd see a guy that was a big muscled up guy and they'd say, hey, stud, come over here. Or a guy that looked a little soft say, hey, fat body, get over here. Like taking things to the extreme, like calling somebody curly who's bald.
Who's that guy up front there? Hoffman. Get up! Get up there! You're supposed to lead by example. Shoemaker. Oh, you remain there, Shoemaker. Get on up there, stud boy. Ian? How do you say that?
Gumbaya instructor.
Gumbaya. Gumbayan. Where are you from, Gumbayan? Those boots are, no. Oh, Cheney, your name was popping up.
They will pick on if you get a funny name. And they'll take the way that's the most jacked up, they being drill instructors in my case, the most jacked up way to say it, and they'll make sure they say it over and over just to piss you off. Now, I don't think they're doing it. Just welcome to the military, because that's what you do, right? You always pick it on people. And these guys aren't used to it yet. And this was a good program. This was the first, I think, of the real SF jock sniffer crowd that came into effect. Because it was done very well, and you got attached to the characters. I think there's a Where Are They Now thing. And one of the fellas, I believe, got leukemia.
All over the place today. Hey, what's up with that? Are you trying out for most improved player there, Cheney? You start off really, really bad and then just slowly improve and get the most improved award. Your boots sort of stink there, Crispino, and your boots stink. You two can drop down.
This is pretty old core. They got woodland camis, right? They got boots that you can shine. So they got the old leather boots. Maybe they're a type of jungle boot, but something you can put polish on. And the woodland camis, I don't know what year this was done, but I know it was done before 9/11, from what I understand. And SEALs were still, you had some programs, but there wasn't as much as there is now. So this really was at the infancy of, the SF being mainstream on television.
Good pair of boots. Where's a good pair of boots? Goombayina, come over here.
Goombayina.
All right, step over here, right here. Ooh, see, now those boots are decent. For first inspection, those are decent. And yours, I don't...
Now, those boots look pretty nasty. They look like some Mappa Glow shit on the toe. The whole thing should shine. Now, I don't know in this program if they used the same boots. I'm sure they had another set and rotated in. Those are the old Speed Lace boots. So those aren't the jungle boots. So they're probably not running around those in the water, I wouldn't think. But I don't know what they issued in this program. I don't remember. It seemed like they were mostly jungle boots, but they weren't desert boots at that point.
I don't think you shine your boots at all. Drop on down,
Oh, jungle
Perron.
boots, all right.
I'll help you get the sand out of your doors. Let's go over the river and through the woods to Grandma's house for Thanksgiving. Maybe the fairy will show up and clean my room.
If you have more perfume than a woman, if you have more cologne than a woman,
I might let that go. I might let that go. What's this goo on your knife, Chera? Oh, Evans! What is all this?
sand all over cabinet.
Sand all over everything. Assigned, 81 present. And then you start naming off who's...
We just saw some inspections there. Do you guys have any good inspection stories? Where in particular when you get out in the fleet, so you're used to it in training, but you get out in the fleet and they come through and some first sergeant decides we're going to inspect the squad bay, and they're going to inspect it on, let's call it a Thursday night or a Friday night. If you don't make it, your liberty's shot, and it's always something stupid. You think you're done with that shit, but it never seems to end.
Where the hell they are.
Yeah.
From now on. Shoulder position, move.
Now that's a big ass log. I know it's like the big one for the bad guys, but that Joker just looks heavy. Even looking at it on TV, you know, when everybody's an SF operator watching on television, eating a bag of Doritos and drinking a 12-pack of beer.
That old misery loves company, but nobody loves misery.
Problem is, not everybody's putting out. So that means we got to work on some teamwork. That means we got to work on some strength. So why don't we start all over again? Right hand, starting position, move. I've never been under Old Miss. When I went through training, I never went to Old Miss. Thank God.
He's looking at it going, no thanks. It looks like it's then maybe 40-50% heavier than the other logs. I haven't seen this program in a long time. It is one of those you can watch because they really do a good job of bringing it into the players, right? The trainees and especially these instructors. He was one of my favorites, and I think they call the guy the Cat, right? There's another guy. Or the guy that was at San Clemente Island, the Mr. Clean looking guy. Who was your favorite instructor? I'm just recalling this as I watch this video.
Get it up there, one! Okay. Right hand, shoulder position, move. Nice. Oh, dropping the log, that's a penalty. You'll pay for that later. I realize that this exercise can tire your shoulders, so now we will work on something else. Squats. Down. Get your hands on the log. Up. Two. Down. Up.
This is where all those lingering back injuries that were all better when you passed the physical and you said, oh, it's fine because you haven't really done anything. In particular, especially if you were a fleet guy, so you just got pulled off a ship, you lost the 20 pounds you needed to, the lingering back problem wasn't there. And even if you don't have one, you're probably going to get one here, right? So hopefully you heal quick.
Hey. Down. Up. Oh. Down.
Get over there.
Up. In order to get off this log and go back on your own small little log that weighs a hell of a lot less than this, you're going to have to keep that log extended arm for 45 seconds.
If you ever get a chance to go to San Clemente, or just that whole area where MCRD, the Marine Corps boot camp is, and then south there, it's all built up like you just saw those condos. So you had people living in these multi-million-dollar condos, and then you have trainees become, in selection at BUD/S. It is an amazing place because of the fact that there's some of the guys getting trained to do the hardest job in the military, and you got people who made the most money who can sit there and look down on them. And I often wonder what they thought about them. Like, what in the hell are these guys thinking?
Get it the first time, go back to your log. Whenever you're ready. Time has started. Do it right the first time, and you're done.
Almost there.
Do you guys have any good log stories to tell? I could tell you about one in particular where somebody just totally decided they didn't want to play anymore and ended up on my foot. We weren't at a beach like that, but I just remember I was on my foot and I thought, I think my foot is broken. And if one guy gives up, it's painful. Now, I don't know if it's better or worse on the beach. Never did it that way. Sand sucks running in. That looks like some pretty good sugar sand. I'm sure they make sure to till it up so it's even more of a pain in the ass. Let me know in the comments if you got any good stories to share.
Last crew did it first shot.
Almost there. Come on, my line. Keep it up.
Oh, no. Right hand shoulder position move. Gentlemen, you had 4 seconds left. 4 seconds left, and you would be back on your small little log. However, you did not make the time, so let's work on your strength training. 4 count overheads. 1, 2, 3, 4. If you had 4 more seconds in you right now, you'd be on your log. Okay, 45 seconds.
Okie dokie then. He doesn't even bat an eye. And most of these instructors in this program are like that. Now, I can't imagine how it was as an instructor, and the film crew was a new kind of thing. I mean, this was very revolutionary, this program. And he was a key factor in the whole thing. He followed through, I think, at least through first phase. I don't remember about second phase.
Who's the coxswain of this crew? Who are you?
Yeah, Instructor Patstone.
Who are you?
Ensign Holly, Instructor Patstone.
Ensign Holly. I don't like this little defeatist attitude you've developed. Excellent. Carol. Put your life jacket on and you can finish the spin.
I'm done.
What?
Done.
You're done?
Yeah.
Why? You think I'm gonna let you die? And every time you get in water you can't breathe and you can't train. Chances are they might med roll you, med drop.
You had to give him the silver bullet to see if he's really hyped out. It's funny, it's Southern California, you think of surfing, sun. And even to Camp Pendleton, I remember going, my parents came down to visit. There's a place you could stay on the base, right along the beach. It's shocking how cold the water is. This was in the summer when you're from Florida. You don't think it is going to be because it's such a beautiful place, but looks like that's winter because those guys are pretty damn cold.
Maybe, I don't know. Hey, numb nuts! Cover up with this, dummy.
This guy was good.
There. You look good.
Everybody remembers this guy. He looked like he was a soup sandwich, freezing his ass off, hyped out, couldn't add and subtract.
Are you cold too?
Doing all right.
What's 6 times 6?
6 times 6 is 36. Stuck the Patstone.
Are you warming up?
Look at his face. He doesn't know what day it is. I've been pretty cold. I don't remember if they gave his temperature before, but he's not jackhammering really hard. Some people don't do that, but if you ever see a guy jackhammer because they're so cold, they can't stop it. He's not there yet. And I don't know if everybody does that.
6 times 3.
He's pretty damn cold.
Hurry up. Hurry up. Hurry up.
18.
Oh! You're a brain surgeon. We had a schedule change between yesterday and today, and they didn't update themselves this morning by looking.
Another brain surgeon who became a SEAL.